Good, beautiful morning, everybody. It is Monday, February the 13th, 2022. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And I want to welcome you to the Monday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. Today, I have with me the energy of a collective of ascended masters called the Ascended that want to discuss this subject and the concept of know thyself. You know, you have seen that written up on Greek temples and ancient Greek temples, this concept of knowing thyself. And there's been a lot of confusion around that. One of the things I want to do is clear up some of the confusion so that you can begin to understand what they mean by that statement, know thyself. And we're just going to wait a few minutes to give people a chance to come on here. Good morning, Animal. Good to see you. Yes, we'll see that as well. Hi, guys. Good morning, TikTok family. How are you doing? Good to see you. Let's see here. Good morning. Good morning. And so this group called the Ascended, you see, a lot of people don't know who they really are. A lot of people don't know themselves. They know who they are as a body. They know who they are as a personality, but they don't know who they are as a spiritual entity, as a soul, as a spirit of universal light. Because that's really what you are. You are a spirit of universal light. Good morning, Sunny. Good morning, Kira. Hi, Cole. Hi, Supernatural Spirituality. Good to see you. It's a new name. Good morning. How you doing? I still need guidance from my spirit guides. We'll get to questions and answers after we get to this, because a lot of the confusion, what they're saying is a lot of the confusion that people are going through today is because they do not know who they are. They're stuck, they say, in who you've been trained to think you are supposed to be. And listen to that statement for a moment. Like, really give some attention to this thought. Most people only know who they've been told they're supposed to think they are. In other words, you've been told you're this name, you're this personality, you're this character, you're this quality, you're this way, you're that way. So you think you know yourself based on what the world has told you to believe about yourself. So you really don't know who you are. You know what the world has told you to think you are, which is the personality construct that you have. Now, they say there's several levels to our consciousness. One of those levels is our biology, a physical instrument. And they want to stress that your body is an instrument through which your consciousness moves. It is not the source of who you are, but it is the footstool upon which you stand in order to express yourself in this physical world. But it does not constitute who you are as a spiritual entity, merely the vehicle, the instrument through which you are able to express and articulate yourself creatively, consciously, and intelligently. That facet of your being, that biology in which you find yourself, is very limited in its range of functions, unless, of course, you intervene and alter or change its form and function, which you can do. You can train your body to endure extreme temperatures, and you can train your body to endure even fire, and you can train your body to do things that it would not normally do, but only because you can train your body to function outside of its normal range of behaviors. That requires you, as an awareness, recognizing that you are the authority over your physical body. But your body is not who you are. It is the instrument that you utilize in the function of learning creation in this dimension. That's pretty cool, eh? Your body is not who you are. It's the instrument that we use while we're learning to function creatively in this dimension. Now, the second element of the personality that they say that you are not is the mental construct that is the definition of yourself that's been imposed upon you by the world around you. They say this is one of the reasons there's so much confusion, not because you are by nature confused. There is confusion because you've been given an identity that conflicts with who you really are. Beliefs, ideas, values that conflict with your true nature, that form the basis of thoughts and ideologies and belief systems through which you have to articulate yourself. And you find yourself struggling often with what is going on in your mind and the conflicting emotions you have. But understand, the conflict is not who you are. The conflict is between who you are and who you are not. That is to say that if you're fortunate enough to have been given a personality by the environment that is somewhat pleasing, then you will not suffer much conflict. If, on the other hand, you are given a personality that is in conflict with your true nature, you will experience conflict. If you're given ideas that go contrary to your nature, that you are love, you are creating, you are conscious, you are aware, you are curious, you're compassionate, and you are given ideas that are in opposition to that, then you will experience conflict. But this construct of your personality, that is the identity that you have been given, is either going to augment or cause greater struggle for you to exist in this physical world. One of the things that we often observe is that in that conflict, you end up fighting with your mind as if it is an actual enemy, not recognizing that the personality construct is amenable to your function of consciousness. You are able to assert and influence change upon your mental personality from the perspective of your awareness. That is, when you realize that you are awareness that is separate and distinct in a perceptual reality from the contents of your mind, that you can observe thoughts in the physical personality of the brain. You can observe thoughts, memories in your physical brain, information that is stored there. You can observe them and not be subjective to them, which many of you are, and find yourself struggling with your subjectivity to ideas and information that conflict with your true nature. The fundamental root of who you are is love. That is your fundamental nature. Your biology is a survival apparatus. It's based in surviving. Your mind is simply a database, a storehold of information that can often overlay itself on your identity. In other words, you can become subjective to the information in your mind. Therefore, you are subjective then to the effects of how that information gets used. The challenge that has to be overcome is you need to awaken your awareness to become aware that you are aware of your thoughts. So the self of the body is not you. The self of the body is the instrument through which you express the function of creation. The information in your mind, that function of your personality, the identity that has been stamped upon your awareness, so to speak, that is not the self that you need to know either. Although you do need to assert correction over it. You need to assert correction over this personality so that you can get the mind into alignment with who you are, rather than trying to get yourself to confine yourself to the limitations imposed upon you in the mind. Many of you find yourself trying to fit yourself like square pegs into round holes, trying to accept beliefs and ideas that conflict with your very nature and function. And this is where confusion comes. But that is not the self, the part of you that's been created by the world. You are the awareness, the soul, that which is able to alter and affect change in both mind and matter. You can change the function of your mind. You can change the function of the matter. The substance of emotion is what organizes matter. The self that you are is not the emotion, nor the thought, nor the biology, but the self that you are, the one that you need to know, is the awareness that you are aware of these thoughts, aware of those memories, aware of those future possibilities that you considered, but that you are not bound to be those thoughts, to be bound by those memories, to be bound or fearful of the future potentials based on what is in your mind. That as awareness, you can say, no, I will not accept that idea or belief, because I know that that idea or belief is going to cause a certain energy. This thought, this memory, this consideration will create an emotional energy that will either lift me up or bring me down energetically. From the perspective of awareness, this is the self that you need to come to know, the creator self, the beautiful you that is able to articulate very precisely the nature and quality of thoughts that will serve you, and learn how to remove or eliminate from your consciousness those thoughts and information that do not and will not serve you. Only from the perspective of the self that is aware of the mind and aware of the body can you begin the process of liberating yourself fully and completely from suffering. Suffering is absolutely unnecessary from the perspective of your awareness, but not so from the perspective of your subjectivity to the body and the mind. If you believe that the body is the source of who you are, then you will be bound by the functions of pain and pleasure that it experiences. If you are bound strictly to the idea that the contents of the information in your mind is who you are, then you are bound to experience the effects of that information as if it were you, although it is not. But from the perspective of awareness, you find yourself in a position of creating, where you are no longer subjective to thoughts, to memories, to emotions. From this place, you can begin to understand the relationship of thought in its generation of energy, for thought will always generate specific qualities of energy that you experience as emotion that compels your body to act. For certain thoughts generate certain qualities of energy that compel the body to act. Once that thought has reached a sufficient level of amplitude in emotion, then it will compel the body to act. The self that you are to know is love. It is creative. It is intelligent. It is not subjective to the world in the way that your mind and body can be subjective to the world. And only you can liberate your mind and body from its subjectivity to the world. If the world were able to liberate you from your suffering, it would have done so by now. That is your responsibility. You have the capacity to make this slight change from subjectivity to awareness, where you can become aware of thought, aware of emotion, realize, there is this emotion. It is an effect of a certain quality of thought that I'm either aware of or not, but emotion is an effect of thought, whether it be conscious, whether it be unconscious, whether it be of your past or past lives, or an effect of future considerations. Emotion is always the projection of the electromagnetic charge generated by the specific nature and quality of a thought, and that thought eventually induces the body into action. But from the perspective of knowing thyself, what you are, that you are independent of your thought. You are independent of the thinking mind, the remembering mind. You are independent of the biology. They are designed by nature to follow your direction. As easily as we can direct the functions of this body very specifically, so too can you. But the same relationship exists between you and what you call your mind or your acquired personality, that you can assert an authority over them. You can assert an authority over them, those thoughts, those memories, those emotions, those future considerations. Or you may continue to leave it up to the environment to hopefully provide you with some meaningful thoughts and ideas. But if, again, that were the case, it would have occurred by now. For those of you that have ears to hear what is being said here, hear carefully that you are the awareness, a divine soul, not bound or born in the function of what you have heard of called sin, but born in the function of love. You are born as the function of love and in the function of love. And from that perspective of your being, you can orchestrate, alter, analyze, change information in your mind and the functions of your body. You can regulate what the body will do or not do as a function of your will. You can regulate what the mind will think or not think as a function of your will. Therefore, you will also be regulating the nature and quality of the emotions, because that your function is that it can assert itself over thoughts, memories, emotion, and matter. In this case, the matter of your body is designed to be subjective to you. We came here today to illustrate this simple process of self-discernment, recognizing that your body is not the source of your identity, but it is very specific in its function to itself. The body is designed to function within the range of itself, and only you can articulate the body to alter, change, or adjust itself outside the range of its normal capacities. The examples you've seen in your world are extreme activities of physical wonder that you see acrobats or performers or Sufis perform, where they can do extreme things like walking across fire or piercing themselves without breaking their skin with a spear. Conditions where they can demonstrate very clearly that the function of biology is indeed subjective to another element of the personality that is not the body itself. And that the mind too is also then subjective to that same aspect of the self, what you are, a soul. And our goal is very simple, to get you to the position where you begin to consider what we are saying, that you are not your thoughts, you are not your memories, you are not your emotions, you are not your biology. Those are not the self of you. You are the self of you. You are the awareness that is capable of altering and changing the contents of this physical instrument as a function of your will. And the challenge many of you face is not understanding what information to take in, what information to release, what information to deny, to become very discerning about what you will let into your mind, what you will let into your body. Unfortunately, from the earliest of times in that biological existence you have right now, much was placed into your mind without your consent. The name that you were given, whether you are a certain disposition or not, much of what you have been told to believe about yourself, you did not choose of your own volition. You were given ideas and you were given beliefs that at a point you had no option but to simply accept them, and the function of force loaned itself to ensuring that you would. But that is the time that was. The time that is now, where you are able to then now evaluate your thoughts, evaluate your memories, evaluate your biology, begin a process of recreation from the perspective of the self, who you are as awareness, and not simply as a body, not simply as a collage of acquired composite information gathered over years or decades or lifetimes, that you can rise above subjectivity to the information contained within your system, even that which is inherited. You can rise above it and effect great change upon it. And there are things in this world that you can take into the body that will be good for it. And there are things in this world that you can take into the body that will be bad for it. The function of discernment is yours. Do not leave the function of discernment up to the world anymore. For those of you that find yourselves struggling with confusion, this has been the case. You've simply allowed yourself to remain subjugated to the information being given to you without questioning it. We often find that when we question individuals on certain fundamental beliefs that they have that are restricting and limiting them, they come pretty quickly to the understanding that that's not something they need anymore. Once you understand that a thought that creates an emotion limits or liberates you, then you become very conscious and discerning. Does this thought free me? Does this thought elevate me away from fear to joy? The function of discernment is the self of the self that you need to apply. Discernment, you are awareness, able to discern the function of your thoughts, to select and choose them carefully. The function of your body, to select and alter what the body does or does not in order to affect its highest expression on your behalf. The instrument should serve you. It should not operate against you. It is designed by nature to serve you. It's designed. Your mind and your body are designed to serve you, not enslave you. The moment you become aware of your position in being able to alter these things, you begin to create this state or condition that we call freedom. The freedom to think independent of what others have told you to think or believe, to establish, create, to generate new ideas, new beliefs, new information outside the framework of what you've been taught. Beyond your mind and body, there are realms of information that you can gain access to once you stop looking exclusively in your own mind or in the world for the solutions to your problems. For you are the solution to the problems in your awareness. Know thyself. That which you are love. It is your true nature. And all conflict is when you have a split between who you are and who you are not, and you are now have not decided which one is true. If you consider the idea that you are love, that there is nothing wrong with you, if you consider that idea, there is a shift in energy just with the consideration of that idea. There's nothing wrong with you. You are love. That the information in your mind which conflicts with you is where correction needs to occur. When you learn the function of correcting the information in your mind, you'll begin to experience a correction in the energy or the emotion that the mind generates that compels the body to think, say, and do what it thinks, says, does. At that point of correction, conscious correction, your liberation is at hand. You can ameliorate so much suffering in such a short time when you understand what has been said to you. To understand your function of awareness is that you can articulate, change information in the structure of the mind, which in turn will change and alter the function of your biology creatively in this world. Again, we kept our goal very simple, that you would understand that there are three primary selves, but only one which is the true self. The body is the instrument, the personality, the mental construct, the identity that the world has given you is another construct, but it is not you. And then there is you, the awareness that is aware of the thoughts, aware of memories, aware of biology, aware of the environment. From that perspective of awareness, the process of discernment begins to evolve, and in discernment you can begin to make correction in the structure of your thoughts, which in turn makes corrections in the flow of your energy, the emotions that you experience on a moment-to-moment basis that are products of certain qualities of thinking, imagining, and sensation. Yes. So we shall. Wow. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Chris. How you doing? Scrolling. Hi, Drusilla. How are you? Good morning from Maine. Hello. Good to see you. Hi, guys. So yeah, we'll take some questions. I'm just going to track down that. I think they're on my night table to the right there. Yeah. So let's take a look at some questions here. So this is what they keep reminding me all the time, that we all must learn to know who you are. You are not your body. You have a body. It does what you think it to do. You are not your thinking mind. That is information you've acquired from this physical world. You are a soul, an awareness, a non-physical entity, learning to experience time, space, and matter through the function of thought and biology. Someone's asking, what are the objects being shot down? Well, when I ask them that, they keep telling me that people are being distracted from what's really going on. They're trying to keep people distracted from what's really going on. That there's a lot of evil afoot on the planet today, people that are choosing to be in positions of authority, control, and power to take advantage of the goodness and trust that you have so graciously extended to them. But again, they will keep you distracted as long as you're willing to be distracted. But look at your leaders. What are they doing for you? How are they treating you? What about all of these missing children all over your world? What about all these strange events that are causing people to die mysteriously? Is that not more important? You realize there are millions of your little people that disappear every year. Where do they go? That should be of great concern to you. Wow. Yeah. Do I have a guardian angel? Somebody's asking, do I have a guardian angel? Bookie. Yes, everyone has a guardian angel. You have two. They're twin flames. They're arm in arm with each other. It's a male and female. Yeah. They say you need to open up more to them. Again, if you want to connect to your guides and angels, you can learn to do that. Anybody can learn to connect to their guides and angels. They're around you, ascended masters, multidimensional beings. It's that most people, they tell me that most people are so caught up in the biology, in the world self, that they haven't developed the sensitivity to perceive the guides and angels. If you want to know more about connecting your guides and angels, I highly encourage you, if you want to get it to an experience, to actually be able to experience and access their energy, join our Beginner's Masterclass, which starts March the 4th, just a few weeks away. And you will learn a lot about how to connect your guides and angels from that. Hi, Wayne. Can you confirm the signs my grandmother has been sending? Yes, I can. Absolutely. You know this. This is really funny, but we're so trained to think. Yes, yes. She's showing me a little buttercup. Something about a buttercup. She wants you to something about the buttercup. Understand that we have been so trained by the environment to believe that the only place we get information is from this world. It's not the only place you get information from, but the energy of non-physical beings. You can learn to tap into that. Again, I encourage you, sign up for a 101 masterclass. It will teach you how to sense the energies of these beings, your ascended masters, your guardian angels, your grandmothers, your brothers, your sisters. They are not dead. They're just not in a physical medium of expression anymore. And everyone knows this on some level. Everyone knows this, but there's nothing training people how to tune into the energy of someone who's not in a physical body. Although they do their best to try and get in touch with us, don't they, right? And everybody will try and get in touch with us the way they can. Sometimes a picture will fall over, or you'll hear somebody call out their name. There's so many different ways that they'll try to get you to recognize they're still in existence. They're just not in a biological vehicle for expression. And that's a very, very exciting thing to know, that we don't lose people. They just leave to another dimension, like going to Europe or something. From Robert. Hi, Robert. Hello and good morning from Saskatoon. I'm wondering if there any message from my ancestors. Wow. I'm being shown a tree and a drum, and there are people sitting around it. They're remembering the mother, remembering the mother. You must spend time remembering the mother. And I can hear the sounds of again, this is the sound of like native voices. Again, I don't know the language, but I can hear the different sounds in my mind very clearly. But to go back to honoring the mother, whoever this is, they're saying that you will find your peace will be restored in this, honoring the mother. Let go of the entrapments. They're saying let go of the entrapments. Wow, this is a really nice rabbit hole. You can go really deep down in this, but like really honor the mother. Again, I'm seeing like there's a group sitting around some very large tree, and there's drumming and there's people there, and you will find your peace there. You will find your peace in reconnecting to the mother. Wow, that's really cool. Thank you so much. Hi, Drusilla. Hi, green-eyed girl. What is this pain I've had in my abdomen? My appointments keep getting pushed back. Okay. Yeah, there's a function of, I'm being told to tell you, this is Master Saint Germain wants me to tell you that you need to free the blockage in this place. You're afraid of something to create. He says she's being reluctant to create. She's being reluctant to really create. She's been afraid to. This is something you've suppressed. This isn't a creative expression you've been suppressing for 2 lifetimes now. And it's now become physical. It's trying to get expressed. You cannot not express who you are. He's saying take your hand, take your left hand and place it over the pain. Place it over the pain. Bring yourself to the pain in love. Bring your love into your pain. Do not attack your pain. Do not fear it. It is an aspect of yourself that will transcend suffering, not continue and perpetuate it. He's saying that there's a you'll start when you start to actually move into that energy center, move into that place where the pain is, and you start communicating love to that place. He says you're going to start receiving images, flashes, showing you again that there's a creative expression that you have to articulate. You have to articulate this. He's saying that I mean, there's a lot more he's saying, but some of it, again, where it originates and stuff, it's been going on for a couple of lifetimes, but here's where you get to resolve it. Bring your love to the pain. I'm going to leave it at that. If you want to know more, if you want to get into deeper detail about what he's saying, I encourage you to go book a reading with me. Go to my website and book a private session with me. It'll be recorded. You can download it immediately after, and you're going to get a lot more information. You can bring up to 10 questions, and most of the questions are usually answered before the reading is over. So I encourage you to do that. Get the information you need. Your suffering is unnecessary. In fact, most, if not all, suffering is unnecessary once you understand its function. Hello, user. Do I have any messages for me? Hi, Selena. Do you have any messages? Again, they're showing me a glass of water, drinking like water. They want you to drink like water, like really, really, really. They're saying pure, clean. You want to add some purity to the water in the form of salt. You want to add, yes. I'll recommend Celtic sea salt because that's what they recommended me. But they're saying you need to add this to water. You need pure water for your body. Yes, you're not drinking enough. They're saying you're not drinking enough water. Oh, coolio. See over here. Hi guys. Scrolling down here. Question from Anne Marie. Is there a message from my father for me today? He's saying go on a fishing trip. He's saying going on a fishing trip. That's something he did. Go on a fishing trip. Like go fishing. I don't know. What do you mean, literally, like, go fishing? He's saying, yeah, he's like, literally go fishing. It's not about catching something. It's about learning something. It's not about catching fish, but he wants you to go fishing. Yeah. He said, you'll feel him over your crown when you do this. You'll feel his presence with you over the crown when you connect to him in this way. Go fishing. I love that. That's cool. Hi, Gina. Somebody's asking, my father died October 21st. If you have a message, I'm crushed. First of all, thank you for sharing that. And my respects to you and your father, but understand he has not. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, understand. We don't die. The body ceases to function. You as a soul, your dad, your mother, your sisters, your brothers, your ancestors, they don't leave existence. They leave the physical realm of existence, sometimes temporary, because some of them come back. Many of us have come back, but he's not dead. He says to pause. He wants you to pause. Like, pause. He says the place in your heart where you feel that great sadness. He's saying, tell her where she feels the great sadness. I'm here. I'm here. I'm in your heart. Feel me. Feel me now. Yes. Put yourself close to me. Like move yourself to that place. He's saying you feel it right in your chest area. That's where he's trying to connect to you. Because when they leave, they can't interact with us in language, because you need a body to communicate in physical language. But they can communicate with thought, and they can communicate with energy without a physical body. And that's where he's been trying to get to you here, to let you know he's okay, that the love is unbroken. Like really go into that place. So many of us have been trained to think that when the body ceases to function, that means we're dead. No, you're not dead. You don't have a physical mechanism to express to anywhere. That's all. You still live as a consciousness, as an energy, but you will not come back into the same body. Once this body's gone, this body will never ever reappear in creation again. At least not in this timeline, anyway. But yeah, he's been trying to get through to you for a while. That's why you're feeling that crushing pain, because he's trying really hard for you to open up and feel his presence. Just do that, like right now, and then share with us what you experience when you open up to his presence. You know, a lot of people don't realize that you're walking along, somebody's just passed away from the body, and you're suddenly thinking about them. That's because their energy is trying to talk to you. They're trying to communicate to you. We go into great practice and detail in our 101 Masterclass, where you learn to connect with the energy of beings that are in the non-physical realms of consciousness. And we also emphasize raising your vibration up to a higher frequency, not to a lower frequency, because there are lower vibrational beings and there are higher vibrational beings. Just like there's really beautiful people in this world, and there's really not very beautiful people in this world. On every dimension, there's polarities of frequency, of what you call good or evil, right or wrong, up or down. But yeah, please let us know what that experience is for you. So Serpil Ula Dag is asking, this is Serpil, what is going on? Turkey earthquakes and lots of people suffering. What is the message? There is great change. I mean, I talked to a guy about this, and she has for many years, in the last 10 or 12 years, been taking most of the human collective energy. Humans, we generate electrical energy in the form of emotional fields. That emotional energy impacts and affects matter. It's easy to see this. And anyway, I asked her, I said, why is this happening in Turkey? She said, it's the place where she can most easily discharge the largest amount of human collective fear. Now, geologists and solar specialists will have a different understanding, but the result is essentially the same. The way energy can move through there to discharge, from a scientific perspective, the Earth's capacitor. But that's what Gaia told me. She said that was easiest for her to release the most amount of negative energy out of the system of her biology without harming significantly higher numbers of people. She has, in the last few years, I said 10 or 12 years, she's been causing very large earthquakes in different places where the least population density exists. You have to understand that the function of human emotion affects matter. When you think a thought, you get scared, your body does a certain thing, right? Well, humans are generating emotions all the time, and our collective unconscious emotions are influencing and affecting not only the environment, but the planet, and it interferes and interacts with the other stars and planets around us. Our energy is interconnected. We are not separate from the earth. So we're really fortunate, and my love and prayers to all those people making their transitions from the physical dimension out there. But this is what's happening. When we learn to shift our collective unconsciousness from fear to love, we will start to see a real subsidence, a huge change. If we keep building up fear and anger and frustration in our collective unconsciousness, that energy is going to have an effect in time and space, much the same way as if you hold on to your frustration upset, it affects your health. It affects your behavior. It affects what you say. It affects what you do. But so does love. Love has an effect on us. So that's what she told me, is that she's discharging these vast amounts of human collective energy that have been building up and releasing it from the system. Thank you so much for that question, Circle. I really appreciate it. Hi, Sonia. Can you please tell me about my 4 other guides? I know about my guide, Zariel. It's you need to learn to become sensitive, because they've been trying to talk to you for a long time. I mean, they're always trying to communicate to you if you're open. Everybody, it doesn't matter where you are, they will try to communicate to you on the level that you're at. But if you want to go into deep detail about your other 3 guides, I would recommend you book a session with me on my website, William Michael Forbes. Book a session with me, half hour, 1 hour. You'll get all the information you need and a whole lot more, because they know so much more about what you need to do than the world can tell you. Because if the world information could save you, it would have saved you by now. You want to reach information and gain access to beings that know more about what you don't know, so that you can grow and evolve, right? Lauren's asking, am I transmuting generational pain? You already know this. They're saying you already know this. You already know you're doing this. They're saying you're going to want to start engage in the practice of yoga to help train the body to have no resistance. That is, to not hold those emotions any longer. You want to get into the practice of yoga to begin to release those energies from your own biology, because as you're transmuting those energies from the past, they do affect you. Yoga will be a wonderful tool for you to liberate, not store any longer, those energies in your body. But that's wonderful, Lauren. Thank you very much for sharing that. Somebody's asking, what's my older brother trying to prove? I'm being told he's not, his higher self, he says he's not trying to prove anything. He's trying to call forth the love. He's trying to call forth the love. But there's confusion in his mind about how to do that, which is why it appears so dysfunctional. It happens a lot. They say that this happens to a lot of people. We need love. And we got beliefs and ideas in our mind that don't allow us to ask for love or articulate a request for it in a healthy way. So there's a lot of destructive behavior going on globally because people don't know how to ask for love. They don't even know how to receive it. They don't even know how to get back to themselves, right? One of the reasons this Ascension movement is so powerful, there are so many teachers and healers awakening right now. There are over 2 billion people awakening from the 3-dimensional self, realizing you're not your thoughts, you're not your body, you are awareness. You are awareness here to learn to function through mind and body creatively. But suffering is not the way. There's a lot of people, lots of call. Every human interaction is either a call for love or an extension of love. You're very welcome, Lauren. Yasmin saying, thank you. This is helping my grief over loved ones that passed. It is, isn't it wonderful when you realize they're not just, it's like I go from this room and I go into another room and the person I'm with doesn't see me anymore. I'm just in another space-time, right? But the same thing is true for your consciousness. when the instrument that we express through is damaged or no longer working, then our consciousness has nothing to express through. But that doesn't mean you don't exist. The challenge that humans face now is beginning to explore these non-physical dimensions of your consciousness, so that you don't have to live under the illusion that you've lost someone, right? They're just on their own little trip of the journey. That's wonderful. I'm glad that's helping. My mom died in 2009. I was wondering if she has a message for me. I've been missing her a lot. You know, again, she says you're really stubborn sometimes. You can be really stubborn. She's been trying to communicate to you a lot, and you know this. That's why you're missing her a lot, because she's trying to communicate to you a lot. But you keep thinking she's not here. So you expect her to be physically here, but energetically, she's been interacting with you huge. That's why you're so missing, because she's trying over and over and over again for you to hear her, right? She says you're really stubborn. She wants you, she says, you got to tell her, yeah. She's got a big smile on her face, and she's saying, smell the roses. Smell the roses. She likes the roses. She really likes the roses. Yeah, she says, yes, I will. She wants me to tell you that you can feel her and you hear her. Every time you think she's missing, that's when she's trying to interact with you. Anytime any of you, it doesn't matter, when you suddenly are thinking about somebody that's left the body, and you're saying, oh, I miss them. In that moment, that's the moment they're actually trying to communicate to you, but you're expecting them to be here. Of course they're not here. They're not in their body anymore. But they're trying to communicate with you on the level that they can, the level of energy. And anyone, if you sit for a moment, the moment you perceive someone trying to communicate to you, or you're suddenly going, oh, I'm thinking about my dad, or I'm thinking about my mom or my grandma, right? And you're sitting there, stop. That's because they're there with you. Sit, breathe, feel their presence. Feel the presence of their energy. And then you start to build an awareness of what you can perceive beyond the five sensory self, right? The body is not who you are. It's just the instrument you use while in a physical dimension. But you can learn to perceive the energy of those that you love in their non-physical form as easily as you can perceive somebody in their physical form. You just have to train your awareness to perceive that level of consciousness. Any career guidance for me, please, from Jessica. Hi, Jessica. Career guidance from you. Somebody's asking me, why didn't she finish the book? They're just saying, why didn't she finish the book? So I'll ask you, why didn't you finish the book? They're asking me to ask you, why didn't you finish the book? Why didn't you finish the book? Go back to it. And do not be afraid. The help you need will be there. Yes. Again, I'm seeing mountains and nature, but finish the book. Who are you? This is a partner you had a long time ago. A long time ago, not in this life that you're in right now, but in recent, like the 19th century, this was a person you were with. I'm trying to get you to write. But finish the book. He keeps saying, finish the book. Oh, thank you for that super sticker, and really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hello from the UK. Thank you. I'm trying to maneuver life now with my mother with dementia. It's awful. Understand, the soul is leaving the body. You know, when somebody's got a mental fracture because the biology is breaking down, okay, the soul can't articulate themselves. But when you're with your mother, okay, when you're with your mother, don't think of her as that body. The body is just the instrument that she's been using. Sit with her. Sit in a vibration of love with her. Don't feel her soul is still there. It's very difficult for some souls to let go of this dimension because we've been so trained to think, death, ooh, the body ends, my life will be over. No, your life won't be over. Communicate this thought to her. Yes, I will. Communicate this thought to her. You're perfectly safe in your transition. Communicate that to her in your thoughts, not in words, in your thoughts to her. Think that to her. You're perfectly safe in your transition. Just think that to her. Once you reassure her that the transition she's going through is going to be okay, you'll see that a lot of that confusing behavior will start to diminish. So a lot of dysfunction is based in fear. It's not based in understanding. She doesn't understand. A lot of people don't understand. They've forgotten who they are, right? They think they're just a meat sack. You're not just a meat sack, and neither is she. I'm sending much love. I'm asking Archangel Raphael to go to your mother right now, to energetically interact with her, to assure her that her consciousness is perfectly safe at all times, that it's okay to leave when she's ready to leave, that she doesn't have to fear this. Yeah, some people like go out slowly, some people go quickly. People will leave quickly if they understand there's nothing to be afraid of. And we've had students that have had parents make transitions very quickly once they were assured you're perfectly safe to leave. I've experienced that personally with my own father, where once he felt that he didn't owe anybody anything, he could leave. It was a really beautiful thing. Thank you so much. We've got time enough for one more question, guys. Today's my birthday. Is there any message for me? Hi, Tiana. She needs to, yes. Yes. I'm being shown a beach that you walk along in gratitude. To be in gratitude this day. Not in anticipation of what will be, but in this moment, to be in gratitude. Yes. I won't say that. Thank you. But to be in gratitude this day, like to that beach, go to that beach, walk along it, and just be in gratitude. Yeah, and be open to surprises today, too. There's going to be some surprises for you today. I'm not sure what they're going to be, but they're saying there's going to be surprises today. But be first in gratitude. Thank you so much. Well, guys, I want to say thank you. Chris, thank you for moderating the YouTube channel. I really appreciate that. And I want to thank everybody for coming up today. Thank you for your super stickers and your diamonds and your gifts and your wondrous time. Your time is so precious. Remember what they said earlier. Know thyself, not the body self. That's your instrument, not the mental self. Awake to who you are. You are love. We are love. It's what you are. Have yourselves a wonderful, joyful day. And I'm going to wish you all much, much love. And I will see you guys on the Wednesday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. Bye for now.